So strong at home, looking to go 7 clear again at the summit. Rule your kingdom.
Sénégal. Est-ce que le peuple est prêt? Direction les lions ont faim, on a aiguisé les griffes. La nuit des Maroc, ce n'est pas une balade, c'est une mission commando sur le terrain, pas de pitié, pas de repos. Maillot, vide, fort, il faut mouiller le tricot, respecter les couleurs du vert, jaune, rouge. Sénégal, une seule tête, une seule volonté. Allez les lions,
7 points clear again at the top of the Premier League. It would be the 200th win as Arsenal manager for Mikel Arteta, and all the incentives are there for this big game.
Certainly, you know, he's went into areas where last year and the season before there was a little bit more nerves about the squad and about the team. This season, I just feel that they took that on board. They're at a different level now. They're not panicking at all when they're going down.
ሰላም እንዴት አምሽታችኋል? የኳስ ተራ ስፖርት ነው። የተጠባቂው ጨዋታ ሊጀምር ተጫዋቾቹ ወደ ሜዳ እየገቡ ይገኛሉ። አሰላለፉ እንደ ጨረፍታ ለማየት እንሞክር። የሚካኤል አርቴታ አርሰናል ቅያሬዎችን ያደረገበት የአጥቂ ቅያሬ አድርገዋል። ቪክቶር ዮኬሬሽን በጋብሪኤል ጄሱስ ተክቷል። ከኋላ ዴቪድ ራያ፣ ዊሊያም ሳሊባ፣ ጋብሪኤል ማጋሌዥ እንዲሁም ማይልስ ሉዊስ ስኬሊ ነው በፔሮ ኢንካፔ እንዲሁም ዩሊያን ቲምበር መሀል ላይ ማርቲን ኦዴጋርድ፣ ማርቲን ዙቢሜንዲ እና ዴክላን ራይስ ተሰልፈዋል። አጥቂ ቦታ ላይ ቡካዮ ሳካ እንዲሁም ሊያንድሮ ትሮሳርድ በግራና በቀኝ ከጋብሪኤል ሄሱስ ጋር ይጣምራሉ። በእንግዳው ማንቸስተር ዩናይትድ በኩል ሳን ሌመንስ ግብ ጠባቂ ሊሳንድሮ ማርቲኔዝ ከሃሪ ማጓየር እንዲሁም ዲያጎ ዳሎ ሉክ ሾው ተጣምረዋል። አማካኝ ስፍራው ላይ ኮቢ ማይኖ፣ ካስሜሮ፣ ፓትሪክ ዶርጉና አማድ ዲያሎ የተጣመረ ሲሆን ብሩኖ ፈርናንዴዝ ከአጥቂው ብሪያን ኤምቤሞ ከኋላ የሚጫወት ይሆናል። ተቀያሪ ተጫዋቾችን ለማየት ሞከረ። ኬፓ፣ ሉዊስ ስኬሊ፣ ሞስኬራ፣ ቤን ዋይት፣ ኤብሪቼ ኤዜ፣ ሚካኤል ሜሪኖ፣ ቪክቶር ዮኬሬሽ እና ኖኒ ማዶኬ እንዲሁም ማርቲኔሊ የአርሰናልን የተቀያሪ ስፍራ የተቀመጡ ተጫዋቾች ናቸው። በማንቸስተር ዩናይትድ በኩል አርታይ በኢንዲር፣ ሌኒ ይሮ፣ ቴይለር ማላሺያ፣ ናሲር ማዝራዊ ከአፍሪካ ዋንጫው በኋላ ተመልሷል። አይደን ሄቨን፣ ማሰን ማውንት፣ ማኑኤል ኡጋርቴ፣ ማቲያስ ኩኛና ቤንያሚን ሼሽኮ በዚህ ጨዋታ በተጠባባቂነት እንዲቀመጥ ተደርጓል። በማይክል ካሪኩ ቡድን ለሁለተኛ ጊዜ ባለፈው በተቀያሪ ቦታ ላይ እንደነበር ይታወቃል። በዛሬው ጨዋታም ተቀያሪ አድርገውታል። በኤምሬትስ ቴሪ ሄንሪን እያየን እንገኛለን። የጨዋታ በጣም ተጠባቂ ነው። የ15 ነጥብ ልዩነት አላቸው ሁለቱ ቡድኖች። አርሰናል ይህን ጨዋታ ማሸነፍ የግድ ይለዋል። ምክንያቱም ማንቸስተር ሲቲ ትላንት ወልቭስን ማሸነፉን ተከትሎ ጨዋታው ላይ ጀምር ጥቂት ደቂቃዎች ይቀራሉ። የኳስ ተራ ስፖርት ነው፣ አብረን እናያለን። እዚህ ጨዋታ ዳኛ የሸፊልድ ተወላጁ ግሬግ ታውሰንድ እንዲሁም ቫር ላይ ፓወር ቴርኒ ያሉ።
I think Arsenal are obviously, what Arsenal are. They're very solid. They don't concede much. But I do think that this is the wrong time to be playing Manchester United. Of course, one good performance, we shouldn't all be getting carried away. However, Manchester United will be stepping onto this pitch in a totally different frame of mind than they have in recent times. And it's amazing what confidence can do. This team could set up nicely for Manchester United. Sit deep, soak up the pressure, hit them on the counter-attack, hit them with pace. You never know. Honestly, this is, if you'd asked me a month ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, I would have bet the house on Arsenal. Now,
አርሰናል የተለመደውን ቀይ እንዲሁም ነጭ ቁምጣ አድርገዋል። ማንቸስተር ዩናይትድ ወይ የሚጫወትበትን ጥቁር ማሊያ እንዲሁም ቢጫ ካሱትኒ አድርገው ወደዚህ ጨዋታ ገብተዋል።
What do United have to do really well to get any kind of result here?
Got to defend well. They've struggled defensively all season. They defended brilliantly against City and caused a threat on the counter. I think they'll be super deep.
ሃሪ ማጓየር ከጉዳት በኋላ የሚያደርገው ጨዋታ ነው። ማይክል ካሪክ የመጀመሪያው የኢንትሪም ጊዜው ብቸኛው ያሸነፈው ጨዋታ የአርሰናልን ጨዋታ ብቻ ነው ማሸነፍ የቻለው በጊዜው። ኤምሬትስ ሞቅ ደመቅ ብሎ እያየ ነው እንገኛለን በዚህ ሰዓት ላይ። ብሩኖ ፈርናንዴዝ መጀመሪያውን አጋማሽ ለማስጀመር የጋሪ ፕሮፕሰንን ፊሽካ ብቻ እየጠበቀ ይገኛል። በሰዓት ላይ ጨዋታው ተጀመረ። ብሩኖ ፈርናንዴዝ ኳስ ወደኋላ ለሳን ሌመንስ በረጅሙ ፓትሪክ ዶርጉ፣ ማርቲን ዙቢሜንዲ ኳስ ወደ መልስ ውርወራ ተቀይረዋል። ሉክ ሾው በግራ በኩል መስመር ወራውን ወረወረ ሊሳንድሮ ማርቲኔዝ ረጅም ኳስ ብሪያን ምቤሞን ፍለጋ ነበር፣ ነገር ግን ጋብሪኤል ማጋሌያሽ በቀላሉ ፒየሮ ኢንካፔ በረጅሙ በቀኝ መስመር ላይ ዲያጎ ዳሎ የመልሱ ወራውን ለመወርወር በዝግጅት ላይ ይገኛል። ፒየሮ ኢንካፔ ጋብሪኤል ኢየሱስን ፍለጋ ይመስል ነበር፣ ነገር ግን መልሱ ወራው ተወረወረ። ኳስ መስል ነበር። ማርቲን ኦዴጋርድ ረጅም ኳስ ፒየሮ ኢንካፔ በርከት ያሉ የመስመር ወራዎች በስተዋል በዚህ ጨዋታ። ማይክል ካሪክ ማንቸስተር ሲቲን የተለየ ብቃት ያልተገመተ ብቃት በማሳየት ማሸነፍ ችሏል። ባለፈው ሳምንት ጋብሪኤል ኢየሱስ ጥሩ ኳስ ሊሳንድሮ ትሮሳርድ ዲያጎ ዳሎ ጋር እየታገለ ይገኛል። ሊሳንድሮ ትሮሳርድ ቀኝ መስመር ላይ ዲያጎ ዳሎ አጠገቡ አለ። ኳስ ወደ ኋላ መለሰ። ጋሊየሽ ጋብሪኤል ዊሊያም ሰሊባ አጠገቡ ለሚገኘው ዊሊያን ቲምበር ሰንጣቂ ኳስ ቡካዮ ሳካ የመጀመሪያ የኳስ ንክኪ ወደ ኋላ መመለስ ምርጫው አድርጓል። ጁሊያን ቲምበር ለመረጋጋት ጥረት እያደረገ ይገኛል። ማርቲን ዙቢሜንዲ ዊሊያም ሳሊባ 71% የማሸነፍ ንጻሬ አርሰናል እንዲሁም 13% ለማንቸስተር ዩናይትድ ቀሪውን 16% አቻ ይወጣሉ የሚል ግምት ተሰጥቷል። ጋብሪኤል ማጋሌሽ ሰንጣቂ ኳስ ጋብሪኤል ኢየሱስ የአንድሮ ማርቲኔዝ ኳስ ማቋረጥ ኦፍሳይድ። ጋብሪኤል ኢየሱስ ጥሩ ኳስ ነበር የተሰነጠቀለት፣ ነገር ግን ሊሳንድሮ ማርቲኔዝ በሚገባ ማስጣል ችሏል። ግን ሬፐርሰን ኦፍሳይድ አንስኩም ሃሪ ማጓየር ኦፍሳይድ ቅጣት ምቱን ለማስጀመር ዝግጅት ላይ ይገኛል።
This United team after last week should feel that they can, when the moment is right, really try and get at them.
ሃሪ ማጓየር ፕረስ ለማድረግ ጥረት እያደረጉ ይገኛሉ። ቡካዮ ሳካ፣ ማርቲን ኦዴጋርድ ሾው ኳስ መለሰ። ሳን ሌመንስ ረጅም ኳስ፣ ነገር ግን ዊሊያም ሳሊባ በጭንቅላት ብሪያን ምቤሞ ዲስፖስ ተደርጓል። ሊያንድሮ ትሮሳርድ ማርቲን ኦዴጋርድ ማዲያሎ አጠገብ አለው። ካስሜሮ ኳስ ፒየሮ ኢንካፔ በቀኝ መስመር ላይ ሊያንድሮ ትሮሳርድ ለማርቲን ዙቢሜንዲ ሊያንድሮ ትሮሳርድ፣ ነገር ግን ካስሜሮ በቀላሉ ጋብሪኤል ሊያንድሮ ትሮሳርድ ማዲያሎ አጠገብ አለ።
Declan certainly did do it again here. Yes, absolutely right, Connor. Particularly early on, when you would expect Arsenal
Gabriel Magalhaes
to come out the blocks on the front foot.
Leandro Trossard ኳስ ማርቲን ኦዴጋርድ ማርቲን ዙቢሜንዲ ጋር መግባባት አልቻሉም። ሳን ሌመንስ በቀላሉ
Odegaard, who has only scored 2 goals since last March. Zubimendi, who has covered the most distance of all Arsenal players this season, summing up the work ethic that Mikel Arteta wants to see.
Just looking at the bench Arsenal got today, I don't think I've seen a more powerful bench than that all season as well. How important that might be. The game is tight with 20 minutes to go. When Mikel Arteta can turn, literally pick any of them to go in there and pick it up instantly.
አማድ ነገር ግን ፒየሮ ኢንካፔ አስጥሏል። የመልስ ውርወራ ዲያጎ ዳሎ ወደ ኋላ ሃሪ ማጓየር ማርቲን ዙቢሜንዲ ጥሩ ኳስ፣ ነገር ግን በቀላሉ ልግሾ
In that derby last week, Connor, Bruno Fernandes got in some really clever positions. Already William Saliba, whenever Bruno drops off the front line,
Leandro Trossard ጥሩ ኳስ፣ ነገር ግን ሃሪ ማጓየር
to leave Gabriel just
ቀላሉ
very
No
close.
Fernandez. Martin Zubimendi ያስጥሎታል። ዊሊያም ሳሊባ
Fernandez, the sort of room that City did.
hey Simon
Will Arsenal have learned from watching that Manchester United performance last Sunday? Michael Carrick's team who enjoyed
Declan Rice
and counter-attacks, and it somewhat caught Manchester City by surprise.
Rice
Arsenal will be
ዲያጎዳሎ አጠገቡ አለ። ነገር ግን ድባላ ለማርቲን ዙቢሜንዲ ዩሊያን ቲምበር ሳካ ግራ መስመር ላይ ሉክሻው አለ አጠገቡ ሰንጣቂ ኳስ ቲምበር ነገር ግን ካስሜሮ ሰውነቱን ሸፍኖ ወደ ፍንጭ አስጥሏል። ኦኬ ፉትቦል ያ just
Casemiro saw that run and just got his body in. I like the combination here and Kobe Mainu last week. Again, those two were very solid.
Manchester United have only had 3 away wins in the Premier League all season. United fans daring to believe that they could trouble Arsenal here.
ዊሊያም ሳሊባ ዴቪድ ራያ ወጥቶ አስጥሏል። ኢየሱስ ቡካዮ ሳካ ነገር ግን አልተገባቡም። ማርቲን ኦዴጋርድ ሳንድሮ ማርቲኔዝ ወደ ኋላ መለሰ። ሳን ሌመንስ ፔሮይን ካፔ ያቋረጠ ጥሩ ኳስ ራይስ ሶሳርድ ዲያጎ ዳሎን ሰሉታል ዴክለን ብሎክ አደረገ ሊሳንድሮ ማርቲኔዝ። ነገር ግን ያንድሮ ትሮሳርድ አርሰናል ጨምቆ እየተጫወተ ይገኛል። ማርቲን ዙቢሜንዲ ፔሮይን ካፔ ኢንቴንስ ሆኗል። የመጀመሪያው 7 ደቂቃ አርሰናል ጨምቆ እየተጫወተ ይገኛል። ማርቲን ዙቢሜንዲ አጠገቡ ብሪያን ምቤሞ አለ። ነገር ግን ዊሊያም ሳሊባ ተቀብሎ የሚገኘው ቢገቢ ማንቸስተር ዩናይትድ ዘግቶ ነው እየተጫወተ ያለው። ዩሊያን ቲምበር ፓትሪክ ዶርጉ ዩሊያን ቲምበር አንትያ ወንድም ለፍራንሳይ ማርሴይ ስታዲየም ቬሎድሮም አንተው ጨዋታ ከታን ዋኔሪ ጋር ጨዋታቸው አይዘነጋም። ማርቲን ኦዴጋርድ መሀል ላይ መሀል ሜዳ መስመሩ ላይ ጋብሪኤል ማንቸስተር ዩናይትድ ረጅም ኳስ ዴክላን ራይስ ቡካዮ ሳካ አልወጣም። ቡካዮ ሳካ 16 ከ50 ውስጥ ወራ ፓትሪክ ዶርጉ ሳካ ፓትሪክ ዶርጉ አላስጣለውም። መጀመሪያ የማዕዘን ምት አርሰናል ምናልባት መጀመሪያው የማዕዘን ምት ለአርሰናል በግራ መስመር ላይ ቡካዮ ሳካ ሉክ ሾው ተደርጎ አውጥቷል። አርሰናልን ሴት ፒስ እንዴት መከላከል አለበት? ካሪክ ቡድን ፓትሪክ ዶርጉ ሳካ በግራ መስመር ላይ 9ኛ ደቂቃ ላይ የተቃረበን ይገኛለን። የመጀመሪያው የማዕዘን ምት ጋብሪኤል ማጋሌጅ አለ በሊሳንድሮ ማርቲኔዝ ነው ማርክ ለማድረግ የሞከሩት። ብሪያን ምቤሞ ተጠግቶታል። ሳካ ግራጁን አነሳ። አርሰናል ቶሳርድ ነገር ግን ኢላማውን ያልጠበቀ ሙከራ ሊሳንድሮ ቶሳርድ መስመር በሚገባ ጽድቷል።
Fancied his chances, but approaching 10 minutes, decent start from Arsenal.
መጀመሪያው 10 ደቂቃ አርሰናል የተጫወተበት 10 ደቂቃዎች ነው ማሳለፍ የቻለው። ሳን ሌመንስ ጨዋታውን ለመረጋጋት ያሰበ ይመስላል። ረጅም ኳስ ዴክለን ቡካዮ ሳካ እና ጋብሪኤል ሄሱስ አልተግባቡም። አማድ ኮቢ ማይኖ ጋብሪኤል ሄሱስ ኳስ ነገር ግን አዘገየበት። ቡካዮ ሳካ ፓትሪክ ዶርጉ ጋብሪኤል ሄሱስ ፒየሮ ኢንካፒዬ አንዶ ተሳርዳ ለበቀኝ መስመር ላይ ዲያጎ ዳሎ ሳንድሮ ማርቲኔዝ ሁለተኛ የማዕዘን ምት ዲያጎ ዳሎ ተደረበ አገኘ ሁለተኛ የሴት ፒስ ሙከራ አርሰናል
Last time these sides met at Old Trafford in August, Arsenal's winning goal came from a corner, scored by Calafiori. Bayern did was in goal that day. He was very much bullied on the goal line.
በቀኝ መስመር ላይ ዲክላን ራይስ የማዘኑትን ለማሻገር በዝግጅት ላይ ይገኛል። አርሰናል ተጫዋቾች ክብ ሰርተው እየተነጋገሩ ይገኛል በሳል ላይ ነገር ግን የሚጫወቱት ይመስላል። ቡካዮ ሳካ 16 ከ50 ውስጥ ጥፋት የተሰራ ይመስላል። ግሬት ፓውሳን ግን ፒየሮ ኢንካፒዬ አላስቆምጥም። ጥፋት የተሰራ ይመስል ነበር። ማርቲን ኦዴጋርድ ዴፍሌክት አደረገው። ኮቢ ሜይኖ መልሶ ማጥቃት ማንቸስተር ዩናይትድ ጥሩ ኳስ አህማድ ነገር ግን ሊያንድሮ ትሮሳርድ ማቋረጥ ችሏል። በድጋሚ ትሮሳርድ ኳስ መልቀቅ ይኖርበታል። ጥፋት ቅጣት ምት ካስሜሮ ሊያንድሮ ትሮሳርድ ላይ መሀል ሜዳ ጨረቋ ላይ በካስሜሮ ጥፋት ተሰርቶበታል። ሊያንድሮ ትሮሳርድ ቅጣት ምቱ ተጀምሯል። ራይስ ዊሊያም ሰሊባ ኳስ ዴቪድ ራያ እግር ስር ተቀብሎ የሚገኘው ዊሊያም ሰሊባ ረጅም ኳስ ሉክሾ ነገር ግን ሁለት ፓስ ፋይናል ሰርድ አድርጓል አርሰናል። ማንቸስተር ዩናይትድ ያለፉትን 12 ደቂቃዎች ምንም አይነት ኳስ 16 ከ50 ፋይናል ሰርድ ላይ መንከት አልቻለም። ሳን ሌመንስ ሳንድሮ ማርቲኔዝ ማርቲኖ ኦዴጋርድ ፕረስ ለማድረግ ጥረት እያደረገ ይገኛል። ሳንድሮ ማርቲኔዝ ፓትሪክ ዶርጉ ዊሊያን ቲምበር አስጥሎት ነበረ። ነገር ግን ኮቢ ማይኖ ማንቸስተር ዩናይትድ ጥሩ ኳስ መቆጣጠር ጀምረዋል። ሃሪ ማጓየር ኮቢ ማይኖ ሊሳንድሮ ማርቲኔዝ አምስተርዳም ጉቻ ልብሾ አጠገቡ ይገኛል። ኳስ ወደ ኋላ መልሷል። ካስሚሮ አማድ ሃሪ ማጓየር ሊሳንድሮ ማርቲኔዝ አጠገቡ ማርቲን ኦዴጋርድ አለ። ነገር ግን ብሩኖ ፈርናንዴዝ ጋብሪኤል ሄሱስ ስፖርት ተደርጓል። ጥሩ ኳስ ዴክላን ራይስ ምን ሊያደርገው ይችላል? 16 ከ50 ውስጥ ዊሊያም ሰሊባ ዴክላን ራይስ 16 ከ50 ውስጥ ጥሩ ኳስ ነገር ግን ዘገየ ይመስላል። ዊሊያም ሰሊባ ኳሱን ሲያሻገር ግሬት ፓውሰን ጥፋት ዊሊያን ቲምበር ፓትሪክ ዶርጉ ላይ
Bruno Fernandes, a bit of heat in and around him, gives the ball away. Arsenal very quickly flying right through the middle of the field. Lovely run from Saliba. Maybe could have had a touch and perhaps see what else there was happening there, or just fire it across the 6-yard box. In the end, Lisandro does well to kind of sense.
ዊሊያም ሰሊባ ጥሩ ኳስ ማሻገር ይችል ነበር፣ ነገር ግን ዴክላን ራይስ መጠቀም አልቻለም። ቅጣት ምቱን ሳን ሌመንስ ለመምታት ተዘጋጅተዋል። ሳን ሌመንስ እያንዳንዱን ጨዋታ ዲሌይ እያደረገ ይገኛል። የኤምሬትስ ደጋፊዎች ጩኸት ኮቢ ሜይኖ ነገር ግን ዴክላን ራይስ አስጥለዋል። ራይስ ቡካዮ ሳካ ወደ መሀል እየገባ ይገኛል። ሳካ ፔሮ ኢንካፒ ጥፋት አማድ ጥፋት ሰርቷል። ለግሬግ ፖፕሰን አድቫንቴጅ የፈቀዱ ይመስላል። ሊያንድሮ ትሮሳርድ አማድ ድለኛ ነው። ሰሊባ ቲምበር ጥሩ ኳስ ለቡካዮ ሳካ ነገር ግን ማርቲን ኦዴጋርድ ጋብርኤል ማጋሌዥ ዊሊያን ሰሊባ አርሰናል ዶሚኔት አድርጓል። ማንቸስተር ዩናይትድ በትራንዚሽን ለመጫወት ያሰቡ ይመስላሉ። ነገር ግን ራይስ ማርቲን ዙቢሜንዲ ዴክላን ራይስ አጫጭር ቅብብሎች በስተዋል በአርሰናል በኩል ዊሊያም ሰሊባ ማንቸስተር ዩናይትድ ተጫዋቾች የትኛውንም አይነት ፕረስ ማድረግ ጥረት እያደረጉ አይደለም። ፓትሪክ ዶርጉ ነገር ግን አስጥለውታል። ቡካዮ ሳካ ግሬግ ፖፕሰን በጥርት ሰርተዋል። ጥፋት ፓትሪክ ዶርጉ ግሬግ ፖፕሰን የቢጫ ካርድ ሊያሳዩት ይችላሉ። ነገር ግን መጀመሪያው እሱ ላይ የተሰራውን ጥፋት ቀኝ ይመስላል። ቦታ ላይ የቅጣት ምት አግኝቷል። ማንቸስተር ማርቲን ኦዴጋርድ እየተነጋገሩ ይገኛሉ። 22 ሜትር ያርድ አካባቢ 22 ያርድ አካባቢ ግራው መስመር
Well, that's 5 goals that Arsenal have scored against Manchester United in the Premier League. 4 of the 5 have come from set pieces. This is Arsenal's first attacking free kick of the day.
Arze nil. It's just 70 minutes and nil. Declan ረጅም ኳስ ማርቲን ዙቢሜንዲ ሳን ሌመንስ ምን አይነት ኳስ ነው ያወጣው? ማርቲን ዙቢሜንዲ ጭንቅላት ኳስ መኮ ነበረ። ሳን ሌመንስ ጭንቅላት የጨረፈው ይመስላል። ሶስተኛ የማዕዘን ምት አርሰናል 38ኛው ደቂቃ ጥሩ የግብ አጋጣሚ ነበር ያገኘው ማርቲን ዙቢሜንዲ። ቡካዮ ሳካ በግራ መስመር ላይ ማዕዘን ምቱን ሊያሻግር ነው። ግራ እጁን አንስቷል። ሳካ ምን አይነት ኳስ ነው! ብሩኖ ፈርናንዴዝ በረጅሙ ነገር ግን ዴክላን ራይስ አማድ ኳስ ወጥቷል ብለዋል። የመልስ ውርወራ ማንቸስተር ዩናይትድ 72% የኳስ ቁጥጥር አርሰናል 28% የኳስ ቁጥጥር ማንቸስተር ዩናይትድ 5 ሙከራዎችን አድርጓል ያለፉትን 19 ደቂቃዎች። ነገር ግን ኳስን የሚለየው ጎል ነው።
Carrick's first Premier League manager at Manchester United was against Arsenal, of course. It was just over 4 years ago at Old Trafford.
ብሪያን ምቤሞ ቀኝ መስመር ላይ ፔሮ ኢንካፔ አህማድ ዴክላን ራይስ በቀላሉ ሊያንድሮ ትሮሳርድ ጫና ውስጥ ከቷል። ራሱ ፈርናንዴዝ አለ አጠገቡ። ዴቪድ ራያ በረጅሙ ሳካ ጋቢ ኦዴጋርድ ለቡካዮ ሳካ ልክሻው አጠገበዋላ 16 ከ50 ውስጥ ልክሻውን ሊያገዙት ይገባል። ፓትሪክ ዶርጉ የማዕዘን ምት በርከት ያለ የማዕዘን ምት እያገኘ ነው። አርሰናል ሴት ፒስ ሊያገኝ ይችላል።
stayed on his feet and eventually got the
አራተኛ
blocking job
የማዕዘን
done.
ምት
Fourth corner in 20 minutes for Arsenal. History tells us you don't want to give them too many of these.
ሳካ የማዕዘን ምቱን ሊያሻግርን ነው።
Real standing
Magalhaes.
penalty spot.
እኛው ደቂቃ ደርሰናል። ቡካዮ ሳካ አሻገረ። ማጋሌሽ
was close. It is a Manchester United goal kick.
ቤቶ ነበረ፣ ነገር ግን ወደ ውጭ ነው የወጣው።
We only
በቀላሉ
scored against Manchester United last season in the FA Cup game here at the Emirates.
አርሰናል ባለፈው በኤፍኤ ካፕ በማንቸስተር ዩናይትድ ተረቶ ከኤፍኤ ካፕ በወጣበት ይጫወታል።
Jumps high, he didn't get any
ማጋሌሽ
contact, but he just did enough to put
ማዕዘን
Gabriel off.
ኳስ ማስቆጠሩ አይዘነጋም። ሳንድሮ ማርቲኔዝ ኮቢ ማይኖ ለሉክ ሾ
Manchester United have barely
Shaw.
got into Arsenal's half in possession
ማይኖ
in the opening quarter of this match.
ሃሪ ማጓየር
This is Harry Maguire.
አማድ ፒሮን ካፔ አጠገቡ አለ። ነገር ግን ሳንድሮ ማርቲኔዝ ማርቲን ኦዴጋርድ ፕረስ ለማድረግ እየሞከሩ ይገኛሉ። ማርቲን ኦዴጋርድ እና ጋብሪኤል ሄሱስ። ነገር ግን አማድ ጥፋት ላይ ሊያንድሮ ትሮሳርድ ማዲያሎ ላይ የቅጣት ምት አንደኛው ደቂቃ
I think United just trying to have a considered spell with the ball at their feet, wherever it is. I think the next phase, of course, the next step is that they've got to start testing Arsenal a bit more higher.
Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro.
Better little spell of possession
እጅግ
here.
ኳስ
Switch.
መጠቀም የሚችሉት ኳስ ነው። አማድ ዲያሎ ሊያንድሮ ትሮሳርድን በቀላሉ ኮቢ ማይኖ ዲያጎ ዳሎ ካሴሚሮ ከ16 እስከ 50 ውጪ ኮቢ ማይኖ ሳንድሮ ማርቲኔዝ መምታት ሞክሮ ነበር። ነገር ግን ማርቲን ዙቢሜንዲ የፓትሪክ ዶርጉ ሰንጣቂ ኳስ ጋብሪኤል ማጋሌሽ ኦዴጋርድ ብሩኖ ፈርናንዴዝ አስጥለዋል። ግሬግ ፓውሰን ጨዋታውን የተቆጣጠሩበት መንገድ ጋቢ ማጋሌሽ አማድ ነጥቆታል። የወጣ መስሎት ነበረ ጋብሪኤል ሄሱስ፣ ነገር ግን አማድ አስጥለዋል።
Back up on his feet.
He wanted the free kick there, Casemiro, didn't he?
Fernandes.
Into the box. Very Paulson having nothing
ለፉት
on it.
23 ደቂቃዎች ተደብቆ ነበረ። ነገር ግን
I think United just
Manchester
need a
United.
last little passage of play.
ሰዓት በጨመረ
Just
ቁጥር
showing that
ወደ ጨዋታው ለመግባት
they
ጥረት
pop it
እያደረጉ
about,
ይገኛሉ።
with a one touch and then with a nice
Harry
big switch, they
Maguire.
can get a 2-on-1 themselves in good areas.
ካስሜሮ ጥሩ ኳስ ብሪያን ቤማው፣ ግን ዴቪድ ራያ ቋርጧል። ዩሊያን ቲምበር
Timber to Saka.
ቡካዮ ሳካ ሾን እንዴት ነው ያለፈው? ቡካዮ ሳካ
Back again by Casemiro.
ጥፋት
He goes.
ዩሊያን ቲምበር ካስሜሮ ላይ
Casemiro, who's announced this week that he will be leaving Manchester United at the end of the campaign, fully promising to give it his all between now and then.
ሳንድሮ ማርቲኔዝ ኮቢ ማይኖ ሃሪ ማጓየር
So they didn't score in their last league game, the 0-0 draw at Nottingham Forest. They didn't score in the league game before that either. Scores draw at Liverpool.
ለሳን ላይመንስ
There's no shyness in front
ታቂኝ
of
ውስጥ
the
ገብቶ
recent
ነበር።
cup
ራሱን
games.
ኤምፒሞ
Arsenal fired 3 goals against
Three
Inter
European.
on Tuesday. They scored 3
Gabriel
against
Jesus
Chelsea in the
Astilla.
FA Cup. They scored 4 times
No.
against Portsmouth in the FA Cup.
ሊያንድሮ
All
ትሮሳርድ
the Arsenal fans inside the stadium right now, very much looking for a Premier League goal to celebrate.
ማንቸስተር ዩናይትድ የማይጣደፍ እንዲሁም በትራንዚሽን ለመውጣት
To
ጥረት
Gabriel.
እያደረጉ ይገኛሉ። ዴክላን ራይስ ሰንጣቂ ኳስ ፔሮ ሂንካፔ
Zubimendi's going on the
Cross on
overlap. It's infield to Declan Rice.
ስቦ ይመስል ነበር። ነገር ግን
Again, Cape had a chance there to swing that one in the box. I think if it's Lisandro Martinez up against Gabriel
Right.
Jesus, put it in there. But, you know,
Oh,
United
Saliba.
centre half's got a good leap on it.
ስህተት
I
come from a giant. If Harry Maguire gets dragged out of that
Bruno
box,
Fernandes
maybe that's the time for Arsenal to maybe
ኮቢ
deliver something.
ማይኖ
Sure, Victor Gyökeres in the
አምስት
mention
ደቂቃዎች
with a little wry smile at that
ተቆጥረዋል።
moment. He's
ምንም አይነት ጎል
seeking that sort of early
አልተቆጠረም።
service on a more regular basis and hasn't quite received it. Gabriel Jesus
አምስት ያክል ሙከራዎችን
experienced the
አርሰናል
Arsenal
ማድረግ
attack from the start, but
ችሏል።
hoping that he
እንዲሁም
will
ማንቸስተር
get the
ዩናይትድ
service to
ምንም
show
አይነት
what he could do.
ሙከራ አላደረገም።
Jesus
Zero
has
by
only
zero.
scored one goal
I'm
against
saying
Manchester
Benfica.
United in his career.
አንድሮ ማርቲኔዝ
Here is Bruno.
ጥፋት
Isn't a make,
Bruno Fernandes.
isn't a make.
Bruno Fernandes sends it just behind the running door here. Declan Rice seized his opportunity. Zubimendi, who's come the closest to a goal in this game so far. No pressure, Ryan. Looks like Arsenal wanting to lay a trap here, urging Manchester United to come towards them, but Michael Carrick has clearly instructed his team not to fall into that trap. This is Odegaard.
Got good shape, United, so far. Back four suiting, I think the personnel much better.
Gabriel.
In these tight games, Colin, it just takes one player just to knock off for a split second, just to lose your concentration. Let your man pinch a yard on you, and you can quickly find yourself conceding a goal. So, I said half an hour in nearly. United have certainly worked really hard. They must keep that going.
Here is Capier. This time he does deliver, but Dorgu is covering Saka. It's not the best header. Saka, Odegaard.
ዩሊያን ቲምበር የመጀመሪያውን ጎል አስቆጠር ችሏል። አርሰናል የሚገባውን ጎል አግኝቷል ማለት ይቻላል። ያለፉትን 28 ደቂቃዎች ሙከራ ማድረግ ችሏል። ሳንድሮ ማርቲኔዝ ስህተት የሰራ ይመስላል። ምናልባት መልሶ እይታ ማየት ግድ ይለናል። እሱ ላይ ያስቆጠረ ይመስላል። ሄሮይን ካፒ ያሻገረው ኳስ ፓትሪክ ዶርጉ ትክክል አላጸዳውም። ቡካዮ ሳካ አገኘ። ሳንድሮ ማርቲኔዝ ዩሊያን ቲምበርን መያዝ አልቻለም። እግሮቹ መሀል ነው ማግባት የቻለው። 29ኛው ደቂቃ አርሰናል በዩሊያን ቲምበር ጎል 1-0 መምራት ጀምረዋል። መጨረሻው የዩሊያን ቲምበር ንክኪ ሳንድሮ ማርቲኔዝ እግሮች ስር
This is now the 25th time this season that Arsenal have scored first in a game in all competitions. And any time they've scored first so far, they have always gone on.
ሳንድሮ ማርቲኔዝ ረጅም ኳስ
Big moment.
ሳካ
Arsenal feel it is a reward from their bright start.
ዩሊያን ቲምበር በድጋሚ ጋብሪኤል ሄሱስ ጥሩ ኳስ ማርቲን ኦዴጋርድ በእጁ የነካ ይመስላል። ነገር ግን ብሪያን ኤምቤሞ ብቻውን ነው። ዊሊያም ሰሊባ ብሩኖ ፈርናንዴዝ የቻነት ጎል ማስቆጠር የሚችሉበት አጋጣሚ ብሪያን ኤምቤሞ
He's hoping maybe that somebody else, when he chops back, might be in a slightly better position. Bruno Fernandes is trying to make the ground up, but he can't get there, and the shot is a poor one. But that was a fast counter that from United. I think they're in Bruno. Take the shot, take the chance. On his left side, he can really hit them.
Well, Manchester United are to force
Right.
it back in. That is the template as to how
በሳካ ላይ ማንቸስተር ዩናይትድ ነቅሎ መውጣት ጀምሯል።
Premier League have given the goal to Julian Timber rather than an own goal for Lisandro Martinez.
Yeah. He's in a great position, wasn't he, Connor? No, it's whenever you're in that sort of scenario, that's where you want to be, just trying to anticipate where the ball's going to end up and run down the line of it.
ሳካ ጁሊያን ቲምበር ማርቲን ኦዴጋርድ አለ። ሳካ መለሰለት። ሳካ 16 ከ50 ውስጥ
Extra piece to Arsenal's attack.
ፒየሮ ኢንካፒ
Here is Nkapie.
አማድ
By Ahmad.
ፒየሮ ኢንካፒ
The Arsenal
ዲያጎ ዳሎ ላይነን
This is Zubimendi.
ማርቲን ዙሜንዲ ጥፋት
This is just leading into Harry Maguire and he
Gabriel
gets
Jesus.
into a foul.
ሃሪ ማጓየር ላይ ጥፋት ተሰርተዋል። ነገር ግን ሃሪ ማጓየር ደስተኛ አይደለም። ግሬት ፓውሰን ውሳኔ የሚካኤል አርቴታ
Today, Mikel Arteta.
32 ደቂቃ
Manchester United scored first in the derby, but this is now the fourth time in the last 5 games that Manchester United have conceded the opening goal.
በረጅሙ አወጣ ፓትሪክ ዶርጉ።
I think this next phase, quarter of an
ነገር ግን
hour,
ጋብሪኤል ማጋለጅ
massive in the context of the game. United had to
ዴቪድ
take
ራያ
that one on the chin a little bit. They
ሪያን
got
ቤሞ
behind,
አጠገብ
but
ዋለ።
no need to panic.
ኦ
They must make sure
ኦዴጋርድ
they deny Arsenal. They don't let this one
ዴቪድ
just sneak
ራያ
away from them before.
በእጅ የተነካ ይመስላል። ጋብሪኤል ሄሱስ በእጅ ተነክቷል። ኳስ
Gabriel Jesus had returned from being in an offside position. That's why he was offside there. Happy is rolling all of this. We mentioned about getting that early delivery in. That's what set everything in motion.
Yeah, the more I look at that, Patrick Dorgu has the option maybe to just head out for a corner if he's not totally sure what's behind him.
Just seeing there, I mean, it does appear to
ኦ ስህተት ብሩኖ ፈርናንዴዝ ያለቀለት ኳስ አመከነ።
Bruno Fernandes has sent it wide.
Well, he's saying there's a tackle. I mean, I'd be amazed if Bruno has
በሜን ጥሩ ኳስ
missed this
ከብሪያን
one
ቤሞ
as badly as that.
ዊሊያም
He's
ሳሊባ
saying there's contact. Whether Saliba kicked it onto him. Let's have a look. Oh, he just gets a little touch on it, maybe,
No.
to disturb Bruno Fernandes.
Bruno
Right at
Fernandes.
the point of him about to hit it,
ያለቀለት
but
ኳስ ነው ያመከነ።
a couple of times United have got close.
You've got to say that's excellent defending.
ሳሊባ
Saliba.
ምሳሌ ዩናይትድ ጎል ከገባለት ገባበት በኋላ ፈጥሯል። ሰሊባ ጥሩ ኳስ ጁሊያን ቲምበር
Manchester United defender.
ፓትሪክ ዶርጉ አቋርጧል። ዶርጉ
Saka.
ሳካ
Zubimendi.
ዙቢሜንዲ
Can't be under pressure from
ኢንካፒ
Ahmad.
መልስ ውርወራ ነበረ።
Manchester United player
And what
regains
was that?
possession.
አወጣ ቶሳርድ እጁ ወራ
So Arsenal
ይህን
benefiting
የተሻለ
from
ነበረ።
an own goal, just as they did recently.
ራይስ ብሩኖ ፈርናንዴዝ ጥሩ ኳስ ካስሚሮ
Casemiro to Diogo Dalot.
ዲያጎ ዳሎ ፒየሮ ኢንካፔ ተደርጎ አወጣ። የመጀመሪያ የማዕዘን ምት ማንቸስተር ዩናይትድ ከአርሰናል ቀጥሎ ማንቸስተር ዩናይትድ በሴት ፒስ
First time ball to Casemiro.
በርከት ያሉ ጎሎችን ያገኘ ቡድን ነው።
United get a chance to work a little set play, maybe find a yard of space, see if a little block can just disturb one of those red and
ቀሪ
white shirts for a change.
10 ደቂቃዎች ይቀራሉ ለመደበኛው 45 የማዕዘን ምት ይሁን በቀይ መስመር ላይ
Prowess at set pieces, but
Ahmad
Manchester
Diallo.
United have scored 13 Premier League goals this
ሃሪ
season.
ማጓየር
These sort of scenarios.
አማድ ያለው አማድ
Being quick on that.
ናይስ
Big shot
ናይስ ኳስ ነው አልጸዳም።
Saka miscues his clearance. He was trying to play the pass to Trossard.
ውርወራ ማንቸስተር ዩናይትድ በዚህኛው የማዕዘን ምት ውስጥ ለጎል እየቀረበ
Great ball in. And of course,
አጋጣሚ
that
ነበረ።
contact, sending the ball right up in the air, and that's awkward for the goalie with all the traffic. Trying to focus on the ball and get something on it is very difficult. Look at that. He's flapping away there, David Wright doesn't really get much, but Arsenal just about get it away.
Lisandro Martinez ኳስ ሃሪ ማጓየር ደርሰዋል። ሳኒ ለማንስ ረጅም ኳስ ዊሊያም ሳሊባ ዊሊያም ሳሊባ ቀዝቀዝ ፈልገዋል። ዊሊያም ሳሊባ ማርቲን ዙቢሜንዲ ጎል ብሪያን ኤምቤሞ የአቻነት ጎል ማርቲን ዙቢሜንዲ ስህተት ቀጣቸው። ብሪያን ኤምቤሞ ማርቲን ዙቢሜንዲ ስህተት ማንቸስተር ዩናይትድ ወደ ጨዋታው ተመልሷል። 36ኛው ደቂቃ ላይ የአቻነት ጎል ብሪያን ኤምቤሞ 36ኛው ደቂቃ አርሰናል 1 ማንቸስተር ዩናይትድ 1 Martin Zubimendi
to try and go back to David Raya, but I love the way. Mbeumo was on his left foot, he could have hit it. He didn't. He decided to just wait and see what the goalie is going to do, and then just shove it to one side onto his right foot and stroke it into that unguarded net. Lovely, cool, composed finish.
So important for Manchester United that they took that chance. Second time in his Manchester United career that Brian Mbeumo scores in back-to-back Premier League games.
Zubimendi ስህተት ዋጋ ከፍሏል። አርሰናልን ማንቸስተር ዩናይትድ ወደ ጨዋታው መልሷል። ብሪያን ኤምቤሞ
evaporated with one mistake. That's what happens. He doesn't make many, this guy. Hardly made a mistake like that at all, I think, since he's been at the club. But it's just happened, and he's got to push that to the back of his mind. Michael Carrick might not be looking like he's that pleased, but he'll be delighted that his team have bounced back into this game.
Jesus, ስላስደስታ ብሳ ውስጥ ዳቪድ ጄሱስ ማርቲን ዙቢሜንዲ እኮ ነበረ ስህተቱን ለማረም ጥረት አድርጎ ነበረ።
All Premier League teams, Arsenal dropped the fewest points from winning positions. Only dropped 2 points. That Brian Mbeumo goal, a one shot on target. It's all about making it count. And he scribbles onto his pad of paper for Mikel Arteta.
ቴሮን ካፔ በቀይ መስመር ላይ
change of events.
አንቶሳት ጦፋት ቅጣት ምት ዲያጎ ዳሎ
So I think that's an unnecessary cheap free kick to give away, Diogo Dalot. Yeah. Putting his hands on him, he's not getting the ball. With all the height and all the power that Arsenal have, you don't want to concede free kicks in this area. That's unnecessary.
The referee today is Craig Pawson. Who scored against Manchester United in each of the last 2 seasons. This is an inviting angle for Rice.
ዴክላን ራይስ የቅጣት ምቱን ለማሻገር ዝግጅት ላይ ይገኛል። 40ኛው ደቂቃ ራይስ
The goalkeeper said it once who stands his ground well.
Good hands. Good, clean, safe hands. Yeah, just a fraction high, that one. Nice. Nice work from the goalkeeper.
Sure. Salimans rajim ኳስ ማገለያሽ
Just ahead of Brian
Kapi.
Mbeumo. But Arsenal thinking unforced errors. Kobe Mino. And Shaw.
Kobe. Sandro Martinez to cross.
Sandro Martinez to pick up
Casemiro.
Ahmad against Nketiah.
Ahmad. ከፒየሮ ኢንካፒ ጋር 16-53 የማዕዘን ምት
Gratefully accepts the
ሁለተኛ የማዕዘን
given
ምት
circumstances with 4 minutes
ማንቸስተር
to go to the
ዩናይትድ
break. The mood has changed in here. Goals to change the narrative of game so significantly. Suddenly Manchester United have got a hunger about them as they come forward for this set piece.
አማድ ቀኝ መስመር ላይ የማዕዘን ምቱን ሊያሻግር ነው። አማድ
It's the in-swinger from Ahmad.
ዴቪድ ያወጣ
Gives it straight to
Odegaard.
Manchester United.
ጋቢ
Short on numbers of the
ጋብሪኤል ጄሱስ
Trossard.
ሌandro ትሮሳርድ ካውንተር አታክ
Nketiah.
ኢንካፒ
He's run so hard to get
Nketiah.
there. Built up such a head of steam.
ማርቲን ኦዴጋርድ የሚደርስበት ይመስላል። ካስሜሮ ጥፋት ማርቲን ኦዴጋርድ ጥፋት
Chance there for Arsenal, but yep, that
ቀሪ
cross
4
from
ደቂቃዎች አሉ።
Nketiah.
የመደበኛው
Let's go for it.
45 ሊጠናቀቅ
Just got a little bit too much on it. Excellent play from Casemiro again there, just to take all the heat out of that by drawing that foul.
Timber. Okay, it's not a good pass. Arsenal's defenders are making hard work of their clearances at the moment. Odegaard, that's a good pass. But Gabriel Jesus draws drones from the crowd as he fails to control it. Dorgu. Ahmad. Shinto Martinez to Luke Shaw.
Don't have to be in a rush now, United, to try and get it into Mbeumo's feet. Well played.
Martinez. Oh, it's come off his teammate Dorgu. That was unfortunate for Manchester United. Sandro Martinez battles on, but he has fouled Bukayo Saka. So the swings and roundabouts, the roller coaster ride. And we still have a full second half to go.
Well, he saw his team start very positively on the front foot, playing in United's half of the field. Got their lead, but it went pretty quickly, and United have shown enough in possession. Mikel Arteta will know his team can't afford to take any liberties, any chances this afternoon. United, when they get the ball in nice areas, look like they can stitch a few passes together.
Brought in to score goals. Brian Mbeumo now up to 9 in his Manchester United career. He is United's top Premier League goal scorer this season. 6 of his last 11 Premier League games now. Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes, just a little rushed. So it falls for Trossard, but Dallo wins it back. Ahmad. Into stoppage as we go. There will be 2 minutes added on ahead of the break.
It's flown past, hasn't it, the first period? It hasn't hung around at all.
Gabriel. Again, Arsenal give it away at the back. Bruno Fernandes. And Mbeumo, oh look at this! Such invention, such audacity, and he wasn't very far away.
No, David Wright is actually, I think, always scampering back and would probably have dealt with this. It's clever play. Good awareness that from Brian Mbeumo. Flipped ball forward from Bruno Fernandes. Just gets a little too much on it. If he'd been on his left foot, he's trying to do the same thing. He might have had a better result, but it's unlucky.
Thierry Henry is here in the stadium today. That's the sort of attempts that Henry would have attempted in the past and probably pulled off with audacity. What a story that would have been if Manchester United had taken the lead ahead of the break against the league leaders. Away by Lisandro Martinez. Disappointed at the own goal, certainly hasn't put Lisandro Martinez off his stride.
You often see that with defenders nowadays, Connor. They're so intent on blocking the striker, pinning him, holding him, denying him the chance to move. They can't able to go and actually physically clear the ball.
Delos throw. Capier's header, and there is the whistle for half-time.
የመጀመሪያው አጋማሽ
Martinez set the Premier League leaders Arsenal on their way. This new look, new styled Manchester United team under Michael Carrick have got extra backbone. The mistake by Zubimendi, polished by Brian Mbeumo, his 50th Premier League goal. It is a second half to savour to come. For now, Arsenal 1, Manchester United 1.
Yes, certainly all to play for at the Emirates. Arsenal take back the thoughts of Michael, David and Owen on the way to that first half that saw first blood to Arsenal through a Manchester United player, Lisandro Martinez, getting the final touch. But Arsenal led for less than 8 minutes. Uncharacteristic error punished by Brian Mbeumo, and it's all to play for in the second half.
All the taste you want in a beer. Rich, silky.
have emerged, ready for the second half, looking as calm as ever. Probably a lot calmer than most Manchester United fans watching that first half. But as I said, so much to be positive about again there.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, when you've got that front four and all the pace up front, and you've always got a chance. Obviously, it was an Arsenal mistake that got them, but as Owen says before, they provoked that mistake. That man in shot and Mbeumo both pressing, both forcing a mistake. I think from Manchester United's point of view, they don't need to chase the game. When Mbeumo pushed out for the goal, for the Arsenal goal, they just don't need to do that. They need to stay in shape, wait to win it in important areas, and then break, as opposed to, okay, it's fine pressing in the final third when there's a goal at the end of it, but just to go and press as a 1 or a 2 when you're sitting in a deep position, then that could cause some problems. They did it once or twice, they got punished once. Stay in shape, and I think they've scored goals in it for United.
Interesting. Well, Arsenal, when they take the lead, always win. It's happened 24 times in all competitions this season. Will there be a 25th? Will they be 7 clear at the top of the Premier League by the end of this game? Fascinating second half as we go back to Andy and to Connor.
For the last 4 Premier League meetings now between Arsenal and Manchester United here at the Emirates have all been level at half-time. Mikel Arteta will probably be aware that Arsenal have gone on to win each of the previous 3. Having had their noses in front, Arsenal were dragged back by that Brian Mbeumo goal. 50th Premier League goal for the Cameroonian. And they begin the second half, these two teams, with the identical lineups to which they started the game.
Yeah, so again, Arsenal will be expected to apply the pressure and try and make the early running, but United have shown enough times in that first half that when they turn the ball over, they're dangerous. And they look like that they take a bit of care with that first couple of passes. They can find a way through Arsenal.
Arsenal want to remain relentless, as they have been for much of this season. It's days like this, opponents like this, that you've got to show the fibre to be worthy of being crowned a Premier League champion. Ebe Eze has not been used much in the Premier League lately. He did start in the Champions League in midweek. Of course, he's going for a warm-up job now, but he's warm-up of a different kind. He's looking for the solace of a warm coat. Controls it well in a tight area, but ultimately can't hold on to possession. Zubimendi sends it the wrong side of Saka. Good determination, though, from Bukayo Saka to get to the ball regardless. Now Dorgu wins it back.
Well played. Excellent work, Patrick Dorgu there.
In the face of play, they're summing up the competitive nature of what we've seen in this game so far. Can be made out to Bruno Fernandes.
And in that United victory against City, Connor, I thought also physically United were superior. They took their moments and got their goals at good times, etc. But physically, they were too much for City to handle.
Manchester United desperate to show that that performance in the derby was not just a one-off. Looking for back-to-back Premier League wins for the first time since October, Manchester United. Saka shows too much of it to Ahmad.
Yeah, Gabriel Jesus unable to really make that ball stick whenever it's come in and around him so far. That's something that he'll need to do a little bit better.
Free kick given to Manchester United. And they were in no rush to take. Jesus, whose one Premier League goal this season came against Aston Villa recently. Gabriel. Rice. Dallo gets it back for Manchester United. This is Ahmad. Good turn by Dallo. After a mouse flick, now Alessandro Martinez. So much swag at the Manchester United fans will be pleased to see, presenting a newfound confidence under Carrick. Kick-off of this game, Arsenal very much dominated the possession early on. Manchester United trying to keep ball themselves now. Headed on by Gabriel. Again, miscued clearance from Kepier. That's happening with frequency now. Menu. Bruno Fernandes. Casemiro. Martinez. Bruno Fernandes. They're still getting away, but only clearing their lines.
Yeah. Unlucky. Lisandro Martinez firing that one into Bruno Fernandes, who first time wanted to just try and find Kobe Mino, couldn't do that, but again, I think Bruno can be elusive. He can be a real threat once more.
Dorgu. He's not had much possession inside the Arsenal half today, Patrick Dorgu. And he's done really well here. What an effort that is! Outstanding from Patrick Dorgu! Goals 2 weekends in a row in the Premier League. It's not just about the finish, it's how he controlled it. And then dispatched in off the crossbar. What a goal from Patrick Dorgu as Manchester United lead at the Emirates.
What a hit this is. It's great play as well between him and Bruno Fernandes. Lovely combination play. Tight areas, got to be right, it's got to be spot on. But the strike is magnificent. I'm not sure what's going on, what sort of check, Connor, is going on.
Arsenal feel there might have been a handball. That's his knee, is it?
That's his knee.
Oh, he's tucking it in. Arsenal will appeal for this.
Oh, it just brushes his hand, but it's only when he's tucked his arm back in. I mean, look, I know if it hits the hand in anything to do with the build-up, it often gets chalked off. I think this will be incredibly unlucky.
Video assistant referee today is Paul Cheney. He's had a look at that. He agrees with the on-field decision. The goal stands, and Manchester United lead. And the United fans will want to watch replay after replay after replay of that one.
What a strike. Brilliant, brilliant hit. Just got it beautifully, and they're so tempting when it's on the half volley like that. But you've got to get it right, and he had power. It was fading away from David Raya right into the roof of the net. What a start to the second half for United.
It is Patrick Dorgu's third goal for Manchester United. Scored against Newcastle on Boxing Day, scored at the Derby last weekend. He has scored an absolute cracker here at the Emirates. Just saying before how he hadn't seen much ball in advanced position. Well, he certainly made that opportunity count.
Of course, the temptation, Connor, sorry for Mikel Arteta now, because of that bench, because of the power of it, is to immediately think about making changes.
Top of the table, but that comes with its own pressures and expectancies. And there is no doubt that the Emirates Stadium has suddenly been engulfed in doubt. Still a long way to go. But Arsenal facing a test now. And here comes Dorgu again. 3 goals in his last 6 games. Why not shoot from there?
Yeah, tight angle, but you're spot on. You just not running like he did from the sort of distance he did. Why not hit this? Hits it hard. I mean, it's not worrying David Raya at all, but United will be very dangerous every time now. They run on that Arsenal back line.
2 goals, 2 shots on target for Manchester United in a bit of a race here, which David Raya had anticipated. So need to stabilise and quick. Timber. Odegaard to Saka. Against Luke Shaw. Came off the top of Casemiro's head. And Capier felt like he was considering getting that first time, and then when he adjusted, he couldn't get his collaboration right.
That's exactly what he was thinking. He was going to hit that. Might have been better off doing so.
The Arsenal fans realising that their team needs the extra support now. The volume switch has just been turned up a notch. We haven't played 10 minutes of the second half yet. Saliba. Saka. Trying to find that angle. Casemiro was well positioned. Manchester United can't get it away. This is Saka again. Gabriel Jesus. Blocked by Martinez. And now it goes for a corner. There was a little action after the ball that left the field of play, from which Gabriel Jesus has remained on the deck. What happens here?
Just gets a knock on the back of the head. Gabriel Jesus, I don't think there's anything in that. He didn't need to go clattering into Gabriel Jesus there. He'd done the hard part, the centre half. He'd done everything right.
Mikel Arteta is preparing multiple substitutions, starting with Eze. You can see Ben White putting on his shirt, and Gyökeres seems to be adjusting his hair.
Everyone was on the move there.
Yes, they all could be, considering a slice of the action here. But Eze would seem to certainly going to come on, not until after this corner. So many goals from corners. Arsenal desperately need one now. Gabriel was close to that, cleared off the goal line by Mbumo. Saka. Taking on a man. He's just been able to hold him up. No space for Declan Rice. To dink straight at Luke Shaw. Casemiro. Manchester United under pressure here. A hunger of Declan Rice to win it back up. Bruno Fernandes. Gabriel Jesus struck it. Too many bodies in the way. I think there was another Arsenal player that the shot came off. Arsenal ready to make their triple change. In fact, we're being told quadruple change. So this is an it's a real signal for Mikel Arteta.
Yeah.
4 subs at once.
We give him as much time to have the maximum impact. Don't blame him in lots of ways. I mentioned earlier, when you got a bench like that, you'll find yourself behind in a match. You've got to do something about it.
He's not waiting around to utilise this strong bench. Ben White will come on at full-back in place of Pierre and Capier. Could well be that Julian Timber moves across to left-back, and Ben White will play in his regular position on the right-hand side. Victor Gyökeres comes on to lead the attack in place of Gabriel Jesus, and it is Martin Odegaard who will be replaced by Eze.
Yeah.
Mikel Merino, so often the producer of goals at big moments, comes on for Zubimendi, whose mistake led to the first Manchester United goal. Eze, who's seen so few Premier League minutes in recent months, Arsenal now hoping he can produce something special here.
Well, they've just brought on quality, fresh legs, experience. Very few teams are able to do that. Now Mikel Arteta's got to keep his fingers crossed and hope that they can have an impact on what is left of the game.
Fabinho to Patrick Dorgu. This Manchester United team, which has been misfiring for so long, suddenly appear to have their groove again. 7th Premier League appearance of the season.
I think it's going to be a breathless last half an hour. If there's any doubt about that. When Arsenal know they've got to put their foot to the floor. United, can they resist that pressure and then take a bit of care with those passes like they did for Dorgu's goal? If they do that, they look very dangerous.
Frustration so evident around the stadium now. Arsenal fans getting their own players back, wanting them to get on with it here. As we approach the hour mark. Gabriel. White. The rise to Saliba. Eze. Timber. Nice bit of forward run here. And Sancho Martinez has two options that are coming out for a corner.
Good defending, making sure he gets in that gully first there. Lisandro Martinez, yep, nice one from Ben White.
New targets to aim for now after the quadruple substitution.
There's two guys there that would love to get their head on something. Marino as well. He's got that knack, as you mentioned, Connor, in and around goal scoring situations.
Bucharest hasn't scored in his last 5 in the Premier League. From Casemiro in front of his own goalkeeper. Saka. Stopped by Bruno Fernandes. This game in which Arsenal led 1-0 and now find themselves trailing 2-1. Eze. Dorgu. Eze with an important touch. Gabriel to Timber. Can Eze create? It's one in need of invention. Saka, too close to the goalkeeper.
Yeah, just got a little too much on that. Nice hands again. Whenever the ball's come into the box with this guy, he looks confident that he's going to grab it and hang on to it, which is always really good if you're a defender. You turn around, you have full confidence in your goalie.
It's going to just be a last touch off the defender there. It's going to be a Manchester United throw.
Not a surprise that since United's goal, the substitutions, that Arsenal have had more of the ball, but that's not a concern for Michael Carrick. I don't think possession Arsenal have had hasn't really looked like coming to anything.
Steve Holland alongside Jonathan Woodgate there, imparting their wisdom, their advice to Michael Carrick. This is Ahmad. Kobe Maiden. 63 minutes on the clock now. It is 45 minutes of game time since Arsenal last had a shot on target. Bruno Fernandes. Ooh, Declan Rice just landing down on the back back of the ankle of Bruno Fernandes there. That is a yellow card for the Arsenal midfielder.
Yeah, Declan Rice said it's a 50-50 ball. It wasn't that really. He's just a bit late and catches Bruno. I think the referee's right to give him the card.
First yellow of the match for Declan Rice. I'm surprised to see that Bruno Fernandes will take as long as he dares over this now. Every passing second is just heaping more and more pressure on Arsenal. Too close to the keeper, this time too close to David Raya. Dogu.
Yeah, good take from David Raya that time, under pressure from Casemiro. You can hear the anxiety in the stadium now. Haven't heard it like this for a few weeks.
Anxiety is the word. Saka being held onto by Shaw there. Play on, say the officials. Declan Rice was able to wrap his foot around it, but always too high.
Yeah, difficult one this, from that sort of angle. Again, United shirts descending upon Declan Rice. Might have been better served just to clip it towards the far post, but that's what happens. You're naturally always trying to force things a little bit more than you usually would when you're behind.
Declan Rice, who has scored against Manchester United in each of the last 2 seasons. Dogu. White. Ooh, David Raya with a split-second hesitation, which for a moment had Arsenal fans very worried. Ben White. Saka. Close attendance from big shots. Deemed to be a fair challenge. Arsenal wanted a free kick. Casemiro. Kobe Mainu. Great sprinting back by Saka there. Arsenal still out of sorts. Can they click back into gear? No, Eze loses here.
Eze has got to try and get in behind United's midfield, behind Kobe Mainu and Casemiro, and get on the ball. If he operates in front of them all the time, then he's got to produce something unbelievable to get the other side.
Here is Gyökeres involved for the first time since coming on. That's a great pass. Mikel Merino. Awkward height for Trossard to control. But he has kept it alive. Trossard's delivery. Maguire's header. Mbeumo flicking it on. A quarter of a match to play. This is going to come down to desire now. Manchester United's desire to hold their lead. Arsenal's desire to equalise and perhaps surpass it as Luke Shaw gives Arsenal a free kick, which they've taken already. Saka. Ben White. Not the pass Saka wanted in return.
Lucky, just hit it too hard. Right idea. Just overhit it a bit, Ben White there.
This is Arsenal's 17th home game in all competitions this season. They haven't lost here this campaign. Some fingernails being consumed as Michael Carrick makes his first change. Manchester United, one of 2 teams who are yet to score a goal from a substitute in the Premier League this season, but Matheus Cunha is going to come on here to provide fresh legs in replacement of goal scorer Brian Mbeumo.
Yeah, finished that lovely, didn't he? Really good player, this guy. I think he's done well since he's come to United, I really do. And starting to see the best of Brian Mbeumo. Lovely finish that.
So on comes Mateus Cunha, who scored against Arsenal for his old team Wolves 2 seasons ago.
What he brings, Connor, is tons of blistering pace. I mean, seriously quick, Mateus Cunha. Now, he might also drop into the midfield areas to try and pick the ball up a bit.
Yokeres battling with Lisandro Martinez, and he's fouled in the arms of the defender around the shoulders of the attacker. Craig Pawson gives the free kick to Arsenal.
Difficult sometimes. You have to raise your arms a little bit here and there when you're trying to challenge for the ball in the air. Can't have them by your side. Nobody does. He's a little unlucky there.
Victor Yokeres, who hasn't scored a Premier League goal at home since September. He will be one of the targets here for Declan Rice to try and seek. Marino is going to have it in getting the end of those set-piece deliveries. He wants a corner. The officials say goal kick. All 3 Premier League goals this season for Mikel Marino have all been headers. And already Mikel is tapping the watch. There's 20 minutes to go, but he already doesn't want any time to be wasted. Marino on the flicker. Luke Shaw, Marino, Dorgu, and away by Rice. Yokeres and Lisandro Martinez resume hostilities, and Yokeres has got the better this time. Harry Maguire's header, straight to Saka. Chance for the shot from Marino. Now they're appealing for a handball in there. Arsenal wants a penalty. The on-field decision is no. The video be looking at the replays in the background.
Let's have another look at this. Oh, it certainly hits Harry Maguire's hand there, doesn't it? And he's trying to stay low to the ground, but seen him given.
There was a famous incident very like that involving Martin Odegaard here in the Emirates a few seasons back. The video system referee agrees with the on-field decision that is deemed to be a natural position for a falling defender. No penalty. Kobe Maynard. Luke Shaw. Arsenal defender stepping out of touch. Dorgu. Manchester United fans at the moment are giving the olays for each completed pass. And Dorgu could be in again here. That's a clever flick. And alert defending from Ben White to get there ahead of Kobe Maynard. Dorgu's nearly in again.
Was indeed. Great ball from Casemiro to find him.
Space for Kobe Maynard once more. Trying to pick up the run of Luke Shaw, a run that was tracked by Saka. Cunha looking to keep it alive. It's done well, Mateus Cunha. Now Bruno Fernandes. Third goal for Manchester United. Arsenal would be in very deep water. Maguire. Eze in pursuit. Ben White. Trossard. Arsenal need more accuracy in their passing for the final third.
It's good play from United, this. Really good. Strong spell for them. Keeping the ball with composure and confidence. Very nearly, as we said moments ago, with Dorgu getting in. Very important for Arsenal, this little chapter.
You would wonder if recently supposed Manchester United head coach Ruben Amorim is watching this game from afar. What must he think of the change of events amongst the same group of players that were really struggling under his tenure? Arsenal still have plenty of time today. Eze. To Trossard. feet from Leandro Trossard, but the cross in the end is much too close to the Belgian goalkeeper. Saliba. And might allow the ball past his body and became an invitation for Kobe Maido. And a tangle between Declan Rice and Bruno Fernandes results in an Arsenal free kick. Arsenal lead a goal. There's an lad who scored plenty in his time, Mr. Bababoon Thierry Henry. And Ian Wright, who looks quite agitated looking on. He's just spotting himself on the big screen. Arsenal goal scorers of old, but who of the current generation can step up and seize what is becoming an increasingly important moment here? Ben White, stopped by Lisandro Martinez. Dorgo is strong. Now Mateusz Cunha. The guards had to preparing to bring on more attacking firepower. Libadweke, who hasn't scored or assisted yet for Arsenal, is going to come on in place of Leandro Trossard.
And it looks like Ronnie Madueke is going down the right side. Bukayo Saka's going to come and have a go with Diogo Dalot off the left.
He scored in the Champions League for his new club, Ronnie Madueke, but yet to score or assist in the Premier League. Have to bring some fresh ideas on now. Gresh, clever back heel, Madueke involved for the first time, and it's prodded away by Harry Maguire.
Yeah, good spot from Harry Maguire there. As Ronnie Madueke was just gaining a bit of speed, good defending to shut that door and deal with it.
Moreno. Rice. Saka, now on the left. Hushed descends around the Emirates Stadium. High stakes. Eze. This turn. Decent ball. Timber trying to tee up a second touch that would have been a shot, but Harry Maguire gets there first. Madueke. That's almost the good ball, but too far in front of Ben White.
That idea again, just overhits it, unlucky. Good run, steps inside, Ben White makes a good little movement. Just overhits that one.
Well, the chasing pack will be watching on with much interest. Manchester City, who beat Wolves yesterday. Aston Villa, who won against Newcastle earlier on today. Might they be ending the weekend just 4 points behind Arsenal?
Lots of possession from Arsenal. We're not seeing many shots, are we, at Lemons? Not really finding that spare man who can just get the ball out of his feet and hit something from the edge of the box, even further out. And that's because they've just not been able to stitch those passes together, but also United have defended very well.
This last weekend of the derby, Manchester United limited Manchester City to just 1 shot on target in that game. Dalot to Ahmad. Manchester Manchester United fans who've seen so many false dawns in recent times won't be celebrating yet. And White against Dorgu there became quite the tussle. Dorgu will slowly get back up to his feet. The on-field decision is to play on, but watch has been held up here just while the referee checks on the condition of Patrick Dorgu.
Dorgu grabbed Ben White's arm there. He's pulled the Arsenal man, and it looks like in doing so, he might have hurt his hamstring a little bit as well. He immediately clutches that.
Well, this break in play, Addy, is the perfect opportunity to just one more time look at the Patrick Dorgu goal that has electrified this second half.
Great goal, lovely build-up. Couple of little clever passes with Bruno Fernandes, gets it back, still got tons to do, surrounded by red and white shirts. But he will have known the second that left his boot, he would have thought this is going in, because he hits it so well, crashes off the bar. David Raya, we know, is a top goalie. It's gone past him before, he's hardly even got his feet off the ground.
So that could be the race run today for Patrick Dorgu. Switching rightly for Omar Barada and Jason Wilcox. Still stern-faced despite the scoreline. They won't celebrate anything until they hear the final whistle today, but they've got to be so pleased because this appointment of Michael Carrick is one they needed to choose the right guy. And on early impressions, Andy.
Yes. I mean, what he's done so far, what he's put into the team has been really good.
So a bit of danger setting up was always comfortable, and that was going over the top for a goal kick. Manchester United are going to make an interesting change here to replace Dorgu. They're going to bring on Shishko.
Yeah, because Mateus Cunha can probably just shift out onto the left-hand side of it. Or even Bruno Fernandes. Either one.
So on comes Benjamin Shishko, who has scored 3 goals in his last 2 games. Didn't feature in the derby last weekend. He'll want